wake up. It's game time. I'm Aisha T. O'Neill, and I'm the producer and director of the film, The Last 10 Seconds. Well, if you didn't get the wake-up call, The Last 10 Seconds is about a 53-year football rivalry between North Carolina State University, a.k.a. NC State, and ECU, a.k.a. East Carolina University, and they come to a head in the first game of the 22 season. But throughout the years, NC State has led ECU in this overall record of 18-13, excluding the 22 season. Before this season, ECU won 3 out of the last 5 games, with the last one being in 2019. This documentary will follow the events and the actions, as well as the outcomes of the 22 matchup and how each school sees each other. So far, many interviews have been conducted at each school, and more interviews with the coaches are pending. In fact, Blake Harrell, the defensive coordinator at ECU, has agreed to be interviewed, and his interview is in the scheduling process. Speaking of interviews, I'm willing to bet y'all would like to know what was said, and well, I have a sneak peek for you. These are the unedited versions of some of the interviews taken at each school. What you know?
I do know that ECU is typically referred to as our little brother. That's what I like to call them. That is what my dad raised me to know, so that's kind of what I know about it. I know that we beat them very often. I like to refer to it as not like a real rivalry. I think that they think of it as more of a rivalry than we do. I don't know if y'all agree. But yeah, that's kind of what I think of it.
I think it's a bit underrated. Like, I think when you look at history, you think, oh, like the Duke UNC or like NC State, they're competing to be like UNC's rival or Duke's rival. But honestly, I think the history and tradition going back with the ECU NC State rivalry, I think there's just a lot of passion in all the games that they play. I mean, you look at the football game last year, that was a heartbreaker for them. We barely pulled it off. We honestly shouldn't, because like their kicker, not too good. But yeah, I think it's a good underrated rivalry.
ECU likes to think that they can hang with us, but to be honest, like they got us at our worst, and they still couldn't pull it out this year. But I mean, it is what it is.
You're saying ECU sucks. Can you tell me why it sucks?
Well, we usually beat them in sports. I think the rivalry, we have a better record all time, and academically, this is a harder school to get into. Better programs and whatnot. So,
I'd say that UNC is more of a rival than ECU. I don't think ECU is really a rivalry.
I'm not gonna lie. ECU probably has the weakest football team in North Carolina. Just saying, guys. State all the way. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
He knows.
Do you know about the ECU versus NC State football rivalry? If so, what do you know?
I know NC State is dog ass and ECU is way better.
If you could say anything to or about NC State, what would you say to them or about them?
They're the worst. It's that simple. I hate NC State.
we're coming.
Next time, get ready. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, we're going to win next time. Yeah.
I'm sure your people are really nice, but we're better.
I don't think they're that great.
They some bitches.
Even though I'm transferring there next year. Yeah. Go Pirates.
If I could say anything to NC State, what the heck was that game last football season? Because our Pirates could have won that, and y'all just like came into our turf and messed it up. So we need a rematch, NC State. Come on, Wolfpack, where you at?
As you can conclude yourselves, this tension, this rivalry deserves to be showcased. In fact, once this documentary is complete, I plan on posting it to YouTube and submitting it to Netflix, in addition to submitting it to festivals like the Twin Rivers Media Festival in Black Mountain and the North Carolina Film Festival in New Bern. Knowing all of this, let's get to the money talk. Luckily, since filming is almost done, a good portion of services and goods have been paid for. However, in order to completely finish the film, an aid of $1,000 to cover equipment, gas, and food expenses for the crew. If you'd like to donate, cash and check is accepted. Again, my name is Aisha T. O'Neill, the producer and director of The Last 10 Seconds, and I'll see you on opening night.